So you see the ND filter. Now watch. It's in this hand. I'm trying to learn magic, but it's not working well. Anyways, in this video, I want to talk to you a lot about why scripting your videos might be ruining your YouTube channel and your original self, your authentic self. So let's get into the video. I think you need to do it more like, oh no, that's not work. Like that. I do it. I'll see how it looks in the editing. But yes, scripting YouTube videos almost ruined my YouTube channel and my authentic, am I saying that right? Authentic self. So for people who's been on this channel from like day one, you would know that speaking in front of a camera was kind of one of my biggest things. I was always a little bit nervous. I was not kind of like being myself most of the time. And that's because I think it's like ADHD or something, where my mouth speaks before I think. And that caused a lot of problems when speaking in front of a camera, because I always used to kind of struggle to say what I wanted to say without like stumbling and mumbling over my words. And when you have a YouTube channel based around like camera gear and, you know, teaching people how to be more creative, you need to be able to make sense in order to obviously make yourself look more presentable. And that's why I always scripted my videos pretty much word for word. Every time I used to create my videos, I had a script on the screen and I used to read the script. And then once I read the script, I used to just straight back to the camera and then I used to talk. So it's like this all the time, reading the script, talking to the camera, reading the script, talking to the camera. But that over time had ruined my personality. And the reason why I say this is because I've been watching my videos and I've realized that I have been talking like almost like a robot, like a news anchor pretty much. And not only that, it's not me. I am more of a kind of like energetic person and, you know, I want to kind of express myself this way, that way. And having a script kind of limited me from doing that, because I wanted to make sure that everything that I was saying made perfect sense and I made myself look more presentable. And that made my personality a little bit boring, I'd say. Because like I said, in the back of my mind, I always thought that in order to be able to speak in front of a camera, in front of an audience, you have to make yourself look more presentable. You have to be, what's the right word? Right all the time? So making a mistake when you speak and makes you look like a fool. That's what I always thought. And pretty much since the start of this YouTube channel, which was like 3 years ago, I was scripting my YouTube videos word for word. Apart from the times I was like vlogging. But any like head-to-head talking videos like I'm doing now, they were scripted. And recently I have started to do a lot more of natural talking. So I don't have a script on me, like the screen is blank. I don't know if you can see that. The laptop is closed. So it's literally just me talking like a normal person, like talking to a friend basically. And the reason I'm starting to do this more often is because like I said, I realized that scripting videos had like ruined my personality. I was too scared to be myself in front of a camera, my original self. I was too scared to make mistakes. I was too scared to say something wrong or, you know, pause like I'm doing now. And not only that, it kind of made me feel a little bit sad in myself, because I was looking through my YouTube videos and I'm thinking that, well, that's not even my personality. That's not my original self. Like, it was a bit hard to see because as me being me, watching yourself, that's not you. Does that make sense? It was a little bit like, who is this guy? So this is what I wanted to make this video about, like why you shouldn't script your videos, especially when you're starting out on YouTube, because in the long run, it can affect your channel. Maybe not your channel, but your like original personality, your authentic self. So how did I finally kind of put myself out of that little, you know, bubble where I had to always have script written down and kind of needed to feel like I needed to know everything when I was speaking in front of a camera? And it was actually quite easy. So every single day what I used to do is I used to speak in front of a camera without it even being turned on. And I did that for probably now coming up to, I'd say about a month. And I'm not going to lie to you, like after a month, this whole like speaking to the camera thing got so much easier. I realized now that I don't need to rush. I don't need to kind of have everything figured out. I don't need to know everything, because any mistakes that I make, I'm able to cut them out in the editing process. And now it's gotten to a point where I am able to speak in front of camera without having anything written down in front of me. And not only that, it also helped me to be more myself. Like, I'm not scared anymore to put myself out there, my original self, my authentic self. Because now in the back of my mind, I'm just thinking, well, you know, if I make a mistake or say something wrong or say something that doesn't make any sense, like, who cares? At least now I am being more myself. And when I watch back my videos from now on, like, I feel a lot better for it, because it's now, for me, is more watchable, if that makes sense. So sometimes you can create a video and you watch back and you think, oh no, oh, that's not me, is it? And then a lot of the time that was me, just watching the videos back thinking, oh God, who is that guy? But another thing that also helped me to kind of get out of that, you know, scripting thing is also speaking in front of the camera, like talking to a friend, basically. So right now I am imagining I'm sitting in front of my best friend and me and him are just having a normal conversation. And having that kind of mindset kind of helps you to not feel so pressured. Like pressure to say everything right. Because when you're talking with your friend, you don't really care if you say something wrong, because they'll just laugh it off or thing on, you know what I mean. As before, when I was creating my YouTube videos, I used to think back in my mind, I am talking to thousands of people. So everything had to be perfect, everything had to make sense. Otherwise, God forbid, if I said something wrong, then people are just gonna click away and not watch my videos. So if you're starting out and you want to be more authentic and you want to be original, then stop scripting your videos. The thing that you can do as well is, instead of a script, you can also have just bullet points. So have a topic, say your beginning, your intro, your middle, what you're going to be talking about, and your ending. You're just writing down the things that you're going to be kind of saying or talking about. Like, for example, this video, I already had it written down, but I kind of just didn't even need it. So my intro, I was going to do that magic trick. My middle, I was going to talk about my experience of talking to the camera and how I kind of overcome the fear of, you know, putting myself out there and making the mistake or whatever. I'm already blurbing out words. And then the ending will be saying something like, this is why you shouldn't do the script and this is why you should have like bullet points instead. But doing this will make your videos a lot better, because you'll be more yourself. When you watch other people's YouTube videos, you know that they are being authentic and they're easy to watch, because it's not scripted, it's not like word for word, they're being themselves. And that's the one thing that I was kind of too afraid to be. So my advice to anyone who's planning on talking to the camera or starting a YouTube channel is, don't script your videos, talk to it like you would talk to a mate, and do practice runs. Don't be afraid to just put the camera on without turning it on and just start talking to it like you're talking to a mate. And eventually it will just become like a day-to-day thing. You wouldn't even have to think about it. So thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you lot in the next one. Cheerio.